Hey, Rage here. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the old Raging Gnome Studios. Today we're back in the studio trying to finish up what I started a few weeks ago. Got my reclaimed cedar siding from my house that I put on this wall to sound treat the wall. Just finished up cutting out the cutouts for the outlet boxes. Put the covers back on, the switch covers back on the outlets. Had to go to the big box store because I didn't have any reclaimed wood to do this corner piece right here, or this trim piece on the edge of the siding. They had some nice cedar over there, rough cut on one side. It's gonna work just fine for that. So I'm gonna be getting that up. Hope to get some paint. I don't know if you can see it, but hope to get some paint on that back wall today. And also something else I'm trying to tackle today. When we're down here jamming, these support beams, I don't know if you can see, I think you can see that one back there. Support beams start ringing. They're made out of metal, so it's almost like hitting a cymbal or something, and they just start ringing. And if you're recording, you don't want to have, you get enough phantom noises as it is when you're recording, so I just want to stop that so I'm not trying to hunt down a ring or whatever in the recording process, because it can really be a pain. So and anybody that's done a home studio build out knows, I guess you're going to figure out that you know, you start out a project and you think, yeah, it's going to go easy, or it's going to, you know, there's more to it than you really think when you start it out. I didn't realize that I was going to come up with all this stuff. I thought, be able to set up in here, get the board set up, get everything mic'd up, and just go. But that's really not the way it turned out. So you can see now I've got the room pretty much gutted, because I'm trying to, as I uncover these problem areas, I'm trying to fix them before I bring the board down here and all my equipment back down here and get started, because I don't want to have to move it. So stick with me in this video, and I'm going to show you what I got going on, because I really want to show you the progress I'm making and the really neat trick that I figured out for those poles, because I didn't know how I was going to do it. After I put that foam on that pole there and it didn't even do anything for it, I was like, what in the heck am I going to do? But the old brain kicked in. I came up with a great idea. So yeah, let's get to it. Hey, where'd you go? I said, let's get to it. Come on, man, follow me. Okay, I've measured this board, and oh, there you are. What's that old saying? Measure once, cut twice? No, measure twice, cut once. Yeah. So we got a measurement here on this board. No, I know I measured it twice. There's my mark right there. All right, so we're gonna get this board cut. Always wear your safety glasses, otherwise known as, I think it's PPE, personal something protection. I don't know, something like that. Whatever.
Personal protection equipment.
Something like that. Thank you, cameraman. Just so you don't get a splinter in your eyeball. Can't have that. So make sure we're on the spot, on the mark. And here we go. Put this thing up with the trusty nail gun. Let's go. Cut this one already. I'm gonna throw this up here. Whoop, don't knock over my light. Gotta get in between this ductwork. And no, we're not talking about quacking ducks. Check this, make sure it's even with the bottom. Oh! Whoa, went too far.
Looks good. Put something under it.
No, I'm just gonna hold it while I tack it. I should have had my nail gun over here, but here we go. The old trusty brad nailer. get one in it. There we go. That makes quick work. All right, get this other one up. Got a wee bit of a problem. Be right back. Flip it. What's happening is this board is sticking out a little too far onto this 2x4, and I'm trying to smack it in place. I did. Be back. Again, instead of banging my good board, bang that one. Looks like it's coming in line.
Oh yeah.
I think that's it.
Should be good now.
All right, so that's done with the trim pieces on the wall, the outlet cutouts and the switch plates, the outlets back in the wall. So next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you what I was talking about on these poles for stopping them from ringing, because they sound like cymbals when you get jamming down here. And as I said earlier in the intro, I bought this foam, adhesive back foam that I thought was gonna stop it. And but listen, hear that ring? I was like, what in the heck am I gonna do? And I'm standing here, and as the pole's vibrating, I caught that vibration. And the pole's talking to me and saying, you wanna figure me out? You gotta think like a pole. So I said,
Why does this fool keep messing with me? Doesn't he know I was metal before metal was a thing? What's he thinking? I'm so metal, I rust. Rock on!
and then all these ideas came into my head. Think like a pole. And I'm like, and we're talking, me and this pole, this guy right here. And he gave me the solution. So, solution came to me, and this pole, I didn't do it on this pole yet. I wanted to try a different pole. So I got on this pole, and my idea, which was revealed to me by the pole, is, what is this stuff called? Great stuff. Any kind of, what do you call it, foam, spray foam insulation will work, but the idea that the pole told me was drill a hole in the pole here and here, and then fill the pole up with this spray foam stuff. And so I did that with one. I put one can in this pole already. I'm probably going to put another can in it, but just listen to the difference. Here's this pole, and then here this pole. No ring. So big difference. I think I've solved my solution. Thank you, pole. Got that one and one more over here. So, and it's a lot cheaper than this rolled adhesive stuff. So this stuff looks pretty cool, but really it didn't help at all. So, so thank you again, pole, for giving me that that brain dump and telling me, you know, what I needed to do to fix this pole. Sometimes I amaze myself with the things I come up with, but anybody that's facing this problem,
I thought the pole came up with it.
you know, it did. It gave me the idea, but still, I am the greatest. So, you know, what else am I going to say? But everybody's room is different. So, you know, this is in my room. And as I said earlier in the video, if you're building a home studio, your problems are going to be different for your room. So this is my room. This is a problem I'm up against. I'm trying to solve all this stuff before I get reset up in here, and really happy to have that one solved, because you heard the ring. That's a pretty solid ring, and you don't. That's the last thing you want, is when you're in mix down, you've already done all the hard work of recording, and you're like, what is that noise? You know, and most likely this will, if you set your threshold right on your noise gates and stuff, you won't hear it, but just in case, I just want to have that as dead as possible. So moving on, as I said, next thing I want to do, I want to get some paint on these walls, so you're going to bear with me while I get paint on the walls, and let's get going. All right. Rage back. This time I've taken off my acoustical engineer's hat and put on my old painter's cap. So gonna try to get some paint on that back wall, and this is something that I never knew. I'm hoping this helps me out to get paint on the wall quicker. When I put that coat of paint on the wall, I was using just a roller that was just one I had hanging around. But then when I went to buy some more rollers, this roller says, and you can't see it, but, it says for rough surfaces. So I was like, well, maybe that'll help me out. So I didn't know that. So just a pointer for anybody that's going to be painting concrete block. It's very porous and it's thirsty. So hopefully this will help me. I've had some old paint lying around. I got some new paint, but I'm gonna mix these two, because this paint supposedly is supposed to be tinted, but I mean, it's white, and this is really old. When I opened this can, it was sort of blue, but I've mixed it enough where it's turning white now. So we're just gonna pour some in here, and then pour some of this in, like mix half and half, I suppose, and see what happens. I mean, it's only a concrete wall. It can't really hurt it. So, yeah, see, there's the blue. It's weird. That's just the weirdest thing. It's got a blue coloring in it, but this is not, you don't have to tint this paint, but this paint said on there it's got to be tinted. So anyway, so we're gonna get this mixed up. And something that I don't know if you're supposed to do it, but I saw a painter say it's always a good thing to wet your paintbrush and wet your roller before you start painting. So I wet this roller. That way you don't want it too wet because it'll drip all over the place. But I wet this roller before I put it on. I got a can of water here, and I might cut this paint too with some water once I get going. But just dump about half a can of that in there. It's about half a can. Should have brought a cloth. And let me get a quick mix on that. I just recently bought this paint, but it's been sitting about a week. So get a little mix on that. The blue in it, where it doesn't look blue anymore. Yeah, that'll be good. And I bought this big paint roller container because I had another one and it runs out too fast. It just really, you paint a little bit, and since that block is so thirsty, you got to keep pouring it in. So I'm hoping I can get about a can of paint in here and just go to town. So there we go. That should be good. A little mix on that. That's a lot of paint. That just feels wrong. All right. Get my paint over here. That's gonna be a disaster. Leave that there. This is pretty cool because it's got a handle on each end too, so. Might have filled this up too much, but we'll see. All I can do is screw it up, right? Thankfully, it's just paint. I always hate this part of it. It's hard to get the other side of the roller covered. There we go. All right. A pretty good bit of paint in that roller. Let's see what happens. And when the roller is saturated with water, when you first put the paint in, you see that? If you push too hard, it squirts the water out. So you kind of got to let it go easy until it mixes with the paint. Otherwise, you know, of course, the floor doesn't make any difference, and it doesn't make any difference, but this seems to be going, and I don't know if it's just because this is a second coat, but this seems to be going a whole lot better with this roller than the other roller. I guess just because it holds so much more paint. Yeah, I might actually get this wall done today. So, I'm gonna continue on with this. There's no point in you guys watching me do this anymore, because what's that old saying? It's like watching paint dry. It's just boring stuff. So let me get my paint on, and I'll check back with you later. All right, take a look at the handiwork back there on that back wall. I made it around the corner there because it was bare over there too, but that wall is still thirsty. That concrete just soaks it up. You can see when I filled this up, I had half that can, that's a whole can of paint. And I already had used about a half can before that. So, but it went a whole lot easier. Definitely, if you're painting rough or porous material, do yourself a favor and get those rollers for rough material, because it took me about an hour, maybe a little less than an hour, to get all that on the wall there. And it looks like, just for me, because I'm kind of a perfectionist, I probably want to put another coat on there, but it'll be easy just to fill in the, so as if you come around here, you look at this, I mean, it's all over it, but I like to fill in the little holes and everything and make sure the mortar joints are filled in. So, so I want to do that, and I'm figuring probably maybe another half can, maybe a whole can to get that on there, because you know, this wall here, whoever painted this wall, they didn't do much better. It's pretty crummy actually, so I'm probably have to scrape this down before I paint it. And I think they might have used some of that waterproofing stuff that you put on concrete, because the way this is working, and that's not good for concrete. You have to have something that lets the moisture out, because this block looks like it's starting to deteriorate, which is not good. So I'll have to do some research on that. I think I'm gonna stop for today, because you know, I don't know what to do about this at this point. I don't think you can get this stuff off the wall. It'd be a whole lot of work to scrub or whatever, but this is just paint, so this wall will breathe, and I don't have to worry about the moisture being locked in the block. Not trying to rhyme, but the moisture being locked in the block can cause it to deteriorate, come apart, and so we don't want that. Anyway, that's all I'm doing in the old Raging Gnome Studio for today. Why you getting so close to me, cameraman? Oh, one more thing, cleanup time. That's what I hate about painting. Preparation, I didn't have to tape anything off, thankfully it's the basement, but taping, prepping, all that kind of stuff, and then cleanup. Cleanup sucks. So, yeah. I thought I was gonna finish those 2 cans, that's why I didn't bother to try to wipe that stuff off the can, but I'm gonna have to wipe it off the can so I can put the lids back on. Anyway, really, can you just leave me alone now? I'm done.